Welcome to Adrift in Aldhalor, our weekly actual play D&D show set in our homebrew world of Arden. Welcome to Paradice. Our music is licensed through Musicbed.com. Occasionally we use TabletopAudio or Syrinscape for Ambience, and we like to use Bardly to distribute the music amongst ourselves. Check them out. I'm going to bring Shannon in here.
That's me.
There she is. There she is.
Hello.
What's up, Shannon?
Hello. Not much. Not much. Counting down the days left in the school year.
Yeah, school year's almost over. Mine is over.
Is it?
Yes, as of last
Nice.
Tuesday. Well, also as of last Friday for grades being due.
Okay. Look
So,
at you.
yeah.
Off for the summer.
No,
I mean, you know, you do orientation and all that. But...
I don't get summers off, unfortunately. It's a bummer.
Well, I can't think of a good segue, so I'm just going to start us off with Underground Oracle Publishing. Don't shake your head at me. Underground Oracle Publishing is a TTRPG publisher creating new worlds in the Cypher system and beyond. For as little as $3, you can become a member through their website and gain early access to their developing TTRPGs in each of the worlds that they create. Next up is Eddie Yorke. He's our character artist. He made some pretty cool portraits for us. He's an illustrator based in the UK who makes art for games and books. To visit his portfolio and get in contact with him, visit eyorke.com. Last but not least, we've got 1985 Games. They create affordable, accessible, high-quality accessories for D&D and other TTRPGs. We've used, when I say we, I mean Sean, has used NPC cards throughout this campaign to make super fun NPCs for us to interact with. Cards have art on one side and info about the character on the other side, including secrets, flaws, personality, traits, quirks, goals, things like that. So, if you'd like to purchase those or any of our other awesome wares, use the code paradiceprod for 10% off your entire order. We are one VOD behind at this point, but do not fear. It will be up to date this evening, early this morning. Whatever you're watching, it doesn't matter because you're probably watching this on YouTube and it's already up to date, but you know what? It's fine. And then join us on the socials. The community manager has been really slacking off, so there's not a whole ton of content.
Yeah, and her performance review is coming up.
Ooh. I think she's gonna get fired. Word.
No. Impossible.
Yeah, well, hopefully when the school year's done, there will be more content, but we'll see.
Shannon's cooking up ideas.
I am cooking up ideas. There's ideas up in here.
In the brain.
In the brain. in the very tired teacher end of the year brain. Okay, I'm done. So, and I think my baby fell asleep, so...
Oh, good job.
Good job, Noel.
He knew.
Good
He knew.
job. He knew.
He was like, you know what?
Mama's got some games.
Mom's busy. Mom wants to play a game. She's been dying for role play for like 6 months.
And now is the time. So I'm gonna let her know that I'm very unhappy about it. But it's okay.
But who know?
Fall asleep. Me.
Oh, he.
He said he's gonna let her know.
I see.
Me.
I didn't hear the he, so I was like, "Do you have a boss? Do you have a mom boss?" Anyway, look at that. It's the others. Let's recap. Let's change up the music, the tunes. Last we left off, Iron and Mana continued their seizure of the Halcyonic or Halcynese, Kyranese dreadnought. Specifically, they needed to up their pace because the Zon began their attack on the ship, thinking that the party had failed to do what they needed to do in time. So instead of risking the ship reactivating in a hostile way, they decide to attack. In the engine room, Jacquette began dueling with Ambassador Xenoqua, or avoiding Ambassador Xenoqua long enough to hope for aid, while Septimus combated the captain of the ship through the mental ethereal network that controls the ship. Fyrn fought through to try to get to Jacquette to help him, while Saskia protected Septimus. Despite the Zon threatening to ruin the whole mission for them, the party was quite successful in taking out their enemies, and had even begun to surround Xenoqua to the point when he had to flee. He fled specifically by activating a void-like sphere that began to consume the ship and the spaces around him, while also transforming the Violet Vanguard fighting Saskia into a sort of half-fiend monstrosity. In the process, Septimus made a quick decision, having seized complete control of the ship. He decided to activate its teleportation magic. Now, this BAMF exploded out and sent the ship to the place that he thought of first, Stormbreaker's Landing. Still in the Aldhalor Islands, but further to the north. So the ship was able to escape, leaving behind the dark black void summoned by Xenoqua, although Xenoqua did escape with his life, and preventing the Zon fleet from capsizing the ship and sinking it. So, through that fight, the party now finds themselves in Stormbreaker's Landing in the middle of the night. A nice short recap this week. So, Iron and Mana. For you, Saskia, there is a crushed, half-fiendish corpse in front of you, destroyed by the Machina that Septimus sent to protect you. There is what remains of the Violet Vanguard upstairs in the engine room, as well as anything that got dropped by Xenoqua. And the large portion of the crew who came with you have been sort of captured by the Machina on the top deck. So you are not alone with the Machina on the ship. There are Kiranese sailors on the ship. But the Violet Vanguards have all been defeated, and Xenoqua has fled. It is the middle of the night still. So you haven't gone to the top deck yet, but you do know you're in this region in the middle of the night. Hopefully, the corruption that you purged from this land is gone, and you'll find a lively, potentially even, Stormbreaker Landing. But I imagine you all are tired from your fight and want to reconvene to figure out what's going on.
I'm also hoping to reconvene with Elwa as well if he did not escape.
Yeah, you can check on if Elwa escaped. Not even going to ask you to do any kind of rolls for that or anything. Elwa escaped before any of this happened. They left pretty quickly once they sort of realized that they had an opportunity when Septimus took control of the ship before that teleportation happened.
Yeah, but, Elwa said that he would stay with me. So, did he just, bail?
He did say he would wait for you, but I'm going to say that Elwa bailed at a certain point when basically once he saw you leave that vestibule area to go do something else is when he was like, I'm just going to go. He seems like he's got this under control. So, Jacquette and Fyrn are together. Saskia, you are below at the bottom deck, as is Septimus. Before we jump into what you do next, Septimus, you've exerted an incredible amount of energy controlling the ship and teleporting it. In the process of utilizing the teleportation by yourself, you would have experienced intense physical pain as your body was put to the limits as the magic surged through you to control the ship. It's it's easy to presume from your discussions with Hastings that the captain doing an emergency jump in the ship is an incredibly last resort thing, not something that is typically just done because it is a taxing activity. So, below deck, Saskia, it's all dark for you, save for the dim blue lights of Septimus's control of the ship. Once maybe you step away from the gargling body of the half-fiend, and maybe step into the dark, you would smell the scent of burning hair and skin. Even though Septimus is largely this new mechanical form, it still singed his body. This space is incredibly hot the closer you get to where Septimus is. And upon appearing upon the Machina throne, you can see like steam coming off of Septimus's body as he is sort of like he's unconscious in the chair with a face of writhing pain. Twitching a little.
My first move once we've, the combat stopped, I would have gone immediately, like pick my way over to the chair and like try and get as close to him as I can without, burning myself, and just kind of like, hey, Septimus.
Chair is also like red hot under his body.
Oh, we haven't long rested yet, so...
As you're trying to figure out what to do and like gently trying to jostle him awake without hurting yourself.
Yeah.
Septimus, you are in like sort of a half state of consciousness. Like you can kind of feel like you can even see Sass's eyes are sort of drifting open and closed. And you're seeing Saskia, Septimus, and you're struggling to speak because you've lost a lot of your strength in doing this action. In your mind, you start to hear that familiar voice that was speaking to you before. You can change this song. It almost catches your mind, although your body's still too weak to do much. Your mind is focused in this moment on the voice, as it almost whispers to you, not in that harsh, robotic voice, but almost like a soothing voice. And it first just says, "There you are." And it almost sounds like a calling to you, as it says, "There you are." Like it's found you, was looking for you.
Ooh. Do I recognize the voice?
Kinda. It almost sounds... Maybe it's your delusions of your exhaustion, but at first you could have swore it's the voice of your mother.
Am I like just in... Like, am I in like a different space, or am I just...
You're in your body. You're going in and out of consciousness. It's like you hear this maternal voice saying, "There you are." And then you drift your eyes open. You can see Saskia saying, "Septimus, Septimus." And you drift back into the darkness. The voice calls again, "There you are."
Mother?
drifts back out. Saskia again, crying out
Did
for
you
you.
say that out loud? Like mother?
Yes. Yeah, it would
Yes.
be.
What? No, it's me. It's Saskia. Come on. Wake up. I need you to wake up.
Drift back out. You're so close. You're running out of time. You're running out of time to save everyone.
I'm doing what I can. I'm just one person.
But drifting back into consciousness, seeing Saskia, maybe Saskia, you're getting a little more desperate because you're not sure if he's going to be okay. Drifting back in.
There's not much time left. You can be so much more. You can be everything. You can be everyone. Fusing all spirits, all things, to seize your destiny.
There you are.
Come on, Septimus. Come on. I need you to wake up. Let's go. I don't know where the fuck we are. Let's go.
Follow your path. Remake this world. And you kind of come fully to, seeing Saskia.
Hey.
Saskia.
Hi. What? You're fucking awesome, by the way. Just without that market. What can I do? Tell me what hurts.
Nothing. I'm fine. The Septimus looks back and closes his eyes for a second. As he'll just scan the ship, looking for the whereabouts of, obviously he knew before, but where Fyrn is, where Xenoqua is, and all the other beings that are left on the ship that essentially wouldn't need or were surrendering, you said. You're on mute.
Yes, you're able to check on all of your friends. They are all alive. And you know that you have secured all crew members, wanton crew members, by the Machina. No one is sneaking around. No one is subverting anything that you're trying to do. The crew is fully surrendered.
Could I speak
Through the ship?
through the ship on an omnipotent way?
Yes. And the ship is built in with thaumaturgical intercoms.
Okay. In that case, Septimus would say, probably across the ship, Machina, bring the surrendered down to the brig. Fyrn, Xenoqua, meet Sasami down in the Machina Bay.
Without hesitation, the Machina begin to corral the prisoners down to the brig.
Are you sure you're alright? Because everything is fucking burning. It's hot. Don't you feel that?
Feels like a summer day.
Like I said, I feel fine. We're safe now.
Yeah.
We did what we needed to do.
You did it. You. If it wasn't for you, Septimus, we'd all be dead.
I saw that, Jaquette.
I think if we can jump to Jaquette and Fyrn, Jaquette would have immediately after like feeling that thing, he would have been like, "Fuck! What the fuck was that?" And he's gonna run to an Oculus to see where we jumped to.
Yes. Looking out, you would see the bay of Stormbreaker Landing. You can see that it has been somewhat cleaned up. They've burned away a lot of the detritus that had piled up. The lighthouse surges with the light blue magic. Quite wildly, too. Like, it's quite vibrant. It's not just a fire at the top of the lighthouse. You can see torchlight throughout the city, indicating that more than just Estos and Norlin are here. There's no, like, big ships here, but there are now, like, some operational smaller ships that they've either sailed down here or acquired in some way. Not a lot of them. It certainly doesn't look hostile. But you are like, holy shit, we're in Stormbreaker's Landing.
Yeah, so like just kind of like looking through I almost imagine it's like a periscope, but somehow magical.
It basically is. It's like a periscope that like magically attaches you to a scrying eye.
Right. Jacques was like, "Oh, Fyrn, we're in Stormbreaker's Landing. I don't know how we got here.
Any
I don't like
danger?
this. Nah, it looks, for a shithole, nice."
Well, I guess it's better than getting attacked by the Zod.
Yeah, and whatever else that ball of dark energy that Xenoqua had summoned. Who knows what the fuck that would have done.
Oh, don't worry. I'm sure we'll get blamed for whatever it does, and they'll take all the credit for all the good that we've done.
No, I don't think so.
Fyrn is looting the corpses.
Yeah, Jacquette goes to join him to see what Xenoqua left before, I guess, Septimus' voice rings out eventually.
Xenoqua left you some things that have big question marks on them because I need to determine his loot.
Ooh.
Can Jacquette from the Violet Vanguard take just the helmet?
Yes, 100%.
All right.
Fyrn will take the rest of the armor because he's collecting it.
Totally.
I just figure, if I can use this, like they use it, that'd be pretty cool. And he's gonna put the helmet on and be like, "Oh, Fyrn, look, I'm a Violet Vanguard, ha ha ha." I'm a stupid piece of shit that can't beat Iron and Mana. Oh, got him.
You have to admit, though, it's pretty powerful armor. If, we finally learn how to use it, it could strengthen our forces.
Yeah, I guess. Maybe paint it a different color, though. The Violet Vanguard, when Fyrn strips it of the armor, what do we find beneath?
Yes.
Or I guess even when Jacquette takes the helmet off.
Yeah, it's like the second you take the helmet off, like before you like talk to Fyrn about it even and just like make the joke. I'm a Violet Vanguard. The Violet Vanguard's face had begun to change. First of all, you didn't see their face underneath it, so you're not sure how much of this change happened prior to the ichor leaking out from the armor, or how much was happening in the process. Sass, you very clearly saw yours. It cracked through their armor and was malformed. They have, like, malformed horns growing at the top of their head. Not in the sense of, like, they've got, like, spikes, and more so like their forehead started to form like barbs and ridges, like it was going to grow horns. There's similar, just sort of like anywhere there's an angular edge to their body, like their cheekbones had started to form ridges of hardened carapace. Their eyes, when you check them, were what they look like now are they're completely yellowed over in the white parts. And there's sort of like just this little tiny cinder, almost like a coal, at the center of the pupil. Their gauntlets, when Fyrn pulls them off, they had started to grow claws out of their flesh. Like, not like their fingernails grew longer, like the tips of their fingers were split open and sharp claws were starting to grow out of them. Some of this probably did happen at some point, either right before he died or after he died, but there might have been some of this demonic form there even before they had died and started changing. But certainly, like, someone sort of started to turn an elf into a tiefling.
Do any of these, like, physical changes, like, look similar to anything that we saw when Encrenosh was taking over? Like, did we see similar sorts of
certainly the like, you didn't see these kind of transformations, but the types of, like, malformed carapace growing on them does remind you of the carapace of the pure demons you fought in Encrenosh's demiplane. And I'm specifically saying the pure demons, not devils, the really grotesque demons that you were fighting. Like, their skin started to twist. It doesn't look like it has the ordered form of a devil that is very, like, regal. It is certainly malformation, mutation, as opposed to, one would say, a devil would say ascension.
More of Encrenosh's influence, I assume.
Ugh, disgusting.
Oh, and it reeks of brimstone in here. Once you've taken the armor off.
Brimstone. I guess we could say that's a good time for Septimus's voice to come over.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, all right, let's see what they've got going on down there. And why the fuck Septimus, I assume it was Septimus, brought us here?
As you exit the arcade engine room, you can see a machina at the head of a group of prisoners, leading them down along the same path, because the brig is right before the machina bay.
Mm-hmm.
So when I was talking to Elwa, he mentioned Captain American or whatever.
He mentioned the captain, yes.
I mean, that's what I have in my notes. So
God
it
damn
had to
it.
be something close to that. But Fyrn's gonna keep a lookout through. Well, he's not like stopping or anything, because they're kind of going the same direction. He's just gonna keep an eye to look out to see if there's anybody in the, any captainly people looking in the group, or I might even, shout out like, "Is the captain among you?"
One of them, you don't even need to like do any kind of persuasion. One of them just sort of under their breath, as they all look very frightened, just says, one of them says, Captain's dead. Torn apart by these machines.
Fyrn just looks to Jaquette. Did you see him?
Yeah, some elf guy. I just, snuck past him.
Should we perhaps go check, see if there was anything left behind, or...
Let's connect with Septimus and Saskia.
All right.
So shortly after, Fyrn and Jacquet squeeze through the prisoners that are being stuffed into the limited brigs, and meet with Septimus. You both see Septimus's form, the red hot now cooling chair, the still steam coming off of him, and even as he adjusts Sass, if he starts to sit up and get out of the chair, the tendrils I remarked on digging into his skin when he sat onto it, they just sort of pull away, and Septimus doesn't have skin the same way you guys do anymore. He has this.
I don't have any intention getting out of the chair, by the way.
Okay, well, if he adjusts at all, Septimus is he himself is like a coal right now, in that if you're really high heat forging metal and that shale comes off, literally under his arms are red hot, and shale of his own body is coming off as it is rapidly regenerating the metallic weave. He himself is a little bit red hot, as if he was a machina that just got hit with a dragon's breath.
Oh, Septimus, you're looking very hot.
Are you all right? You both all right?
Took a few hits, but we're here.
Yeah.
Seeing this thing, it looks like
Nope, you're good.
Oh,
I just
you're
pressed
good?
a button. I just pressed a button on accident.
I mean, if Septimus was screaming at this point, I would be convinced that he was on fire, right?
You would be convinced that he had been
right?
It looks like he survived a dragon's breath that burst over him.
Yeah, I think without even asking, Fyrn would rush over to him and be like, "Saskia, what are you doing? We gotta get him off of that thing."
I listen. I already asked him. He says he's fine, and he's just a part of this chair.
It's Saskia, as the adrenaline goes away in your body from the fight, you notice you've burned your hands touching him.
Fuck. Oh, fuck.
They suddenly.
How is this not hurting you? Look at this. You're
Careful,
burning.
Saskia.
Fyrn's going to hold the dispelling stone in his hand and just say, "Septimus, I know you are controlling this machine and everything seems all right, but you need to get off of that thing now. It's destroying you. You may not feel it, but we can see it. If you don't get off of it now, I'm going to have to take you off."
Hey, Fyrn.
Let him do
Stop.
his thing. Yeah. It's all right. He said he was fine.
Septimus.
You risk
Catch us
dispelling
up?
this, you're going to keep us stranded here, Fyrn. I assure you that things are burning, but I no longer have physical flesh that you all share.
So what, you're just going to live as a boat now? Sail the seven seas.
That's a good line. That's a good line.
That's a great line. I mean, we could start fleet. I've got the ship. We've got this one.
Hey.
I don't know.
Septimus, what the fuck is going on? Why are we at Stormbreaker's landing? What have you done?
I sense the danger from
Xenoqua.
Xenoqua's dark orb, and I needed to get the ship out as immediately as possible. Stormbreaker landing seemed like a safe port since we rescued or freed it from the curse that bestowed upon it. And on top of it, and I'll admit somewhat selfishly, there are over 100 machina. Now, after speaking with the previous one that I had freed, I'd hope to do the same to all these. All of them might not want to join our endeavor and might live a comforting life somewhere else. What better place than here, where they can live with some others to help them rejoin and rebuild.
Right. Why Stormbreaker landing?
Well, you saw what the state in which I left it. The Light of Machina guides the lighthouse. The constructs that guide are returned from the cursed spirits.
Right.
What better place to...
I could think of a few. But can you bring us back soon? How long can you tell?
Sean.
You'll at least need a long rest before you can teleport again.
Say after a nice long rest, my power will be restored for us to bring us back to Hyven.
Because Fyrn brought this up with me earlier, and I don't totally disagree, but we need to get back there and make sure we get responsibility for what went down, because we're fucking heroes. We did it, guys. We captured a Kyrani's dreadnought. Never been done before. But guess who fucking did it? Come on, give me some. He goes, gets a high five from Saskia, goes to Fyrn. High five, goes to Septimus.
Don't touch him.
If there's a Machina nearby,
There's exactly 93 Machina nearby.
I guess the closest one to us, actually. So yeah, Amuse, Septimus will smirk, and each one of them will high five the closest one to them.
A chain. You just hear this wave of go to the back of the ship.
Right. So Septimus, are you planning on getting out of the chair? Or are you going to be a boat for the rest of your life, as Fyrn said? Like, what the fuck is the plan here?
No, certainly I'm not going to be a boat for the rest of my life. But as I said, I'd like to work on these machina and free them from the bindings that are on them. And then after a nice rest, I will bring us back to Hyven. And as far as you worrying about us getting the credit, perhaps I can send a message to Umadori? No. Emil. Fuck. To Emil.
You can also send one to the governor and let him know that the situation in Hyven is under control. Though maybe letting Emil know we're okay and that we'll return tomorrow with the ship would be best.
I could do both.
Yeah, because
wow, hot shot.
For all Emil knows, the Kyrani's teleported away with you.
Right.
Yeah.
Dibs on the captain's quarters.
Fuck no.
You might need to. Wait, the captain's quarters wasn't where the captain was sitting.
No.
Okay, I was gonna say you have to clean up the blood because he's just
He was in
paste.
Still concerned. Fyrn's gonna, go up to Septimus and just look where, closely inspect where his flesh is being burned apart and then regenerated. Semi bio flesh, whatever you want to call it, and just look at him and say, this process, although you're powerful within this seat, it's definitely harming your physical form. Is there something I could do to help you? Maybe you're really hot. Should I cool? Is there a way to cool you down, or?
It took a tremendous amount of energy to teleport this entire ship, and what you're seeing is definitely probably just the exhaustion of that. I don't intend to be using much power going forward, so time will allow me to cool.
Fyrn just shakes his head like he disapproves and just says, I suppose you know what's best.
Is that what? Is that how, Sean? Is that how I kind of like figure like?
Yes.
That's
yes.
the reason. I used a crazy amount of power.
It's certainly clear that the reason is because of the amount of power it required for you to do this in an instant. That it is affected you in this way. Like a captain doesn't do this. Like if the captain had done this in their seat, it would not have been without support of other crew members to keep and other like procedures to keep this from killing him. It would kill a regular person who's not infused with Machina. Machina weave. I'm saying you're gonna get a slight boon from this step down your destiny. In that Septimus, you are immune to fire now.
Immune? Yeah. Yo.
Wait, I want to sit in the chair.
The rest of the campaign, you guys are just sitting in every chair you see and be like, am I immune to poison now? Shockwet's like, I drank all my poisons. Am I immune now?
You all go to the funeral of Jacques Touchard.
Who is immune to poison because he's dead now.
Well, if there's a lull here, I guess Septimus lean back, close his eyes, and send a sending to Emil.
Okay.
Emil. We succeeded in seizing the Dreadnought. I was the one that teleported. We are safe in Stormbreaker Landing. We'll be back on the morrow. Love you.
I have to keep myself from counting syllables instead of words when I do that.
I know.
You get a brief response from him and just be like, oh, thank the gods. I thought I was going to have to deal with the overseer. I heard he's enraged, thinking that you failed and that they got away. And them waiting was the cause of it. This is good news. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. I'll inform the overseer that we are successful. Thank you. All of you.
You're welcome.
And then I'll follow up with a message to the governor.
Okay.
Governor Pagen. Hyven is safe, thanks to Iron and Mana. The Zon proved ineffective in assisting us. We have a Hyven Dreadnought, and we'll return. I'm sorry, Kier, sorry.
Nah, keep it as Hyven Dreadnought.
No. We commandeered Akirnia's Dreadnought. And we'll be back in Hyven tomorrow.
Okay.
I figured Jacques would like that one.
Jacques never been prouder of Septimus.
Well. I suppose it was good of me to make you our official adventuring party of Aldhalor. You, of course, have always done good work, but you've certainly exceeded expectations here. I'll meet you in Hyven. Finally, I can get some sleep. So,
I guess I don't say that out loud, right?
No.
Then he'll say, I was like, there. Both Emil and the governor are aware of our success. And I made especially certain, looking to Jaquette, that the governor knows it was Iron Manor only.
Machina after my own heart.
Literally.
So I guess since we're here, we're just chilling. Can I start the engines and move this puppy closer to the bay? In case if people wanted to get off and actually go into Stormbreaker Landing?
Yes, you can adjust to get as close as possible to one of the piers. And you have control of the ship, so you know how to position it.
I guess that my question is that's not gonna...
No, you're not gonna have to, like...
exhaust a
bunch of energy to move the ship appropriately. You move the ship in a way, and then since you have sort of like instinctual control over it, you're able to open up the side hull, and a bridge is generated from the hull to allow people to walk on a metal gangplank to the pier below.
Well, maybe I'll go let the people know that we mean no harm.
It's just massive thing outside. They're like, what the hell is this?
Yeah,
Might be a little
Fyrn
confused.
would come with you, yeah, because he's kind of curious to see what Stormbreaker Landing looks like now.
Yeah, absolutely. So you can head to the above deck to get out on the gangplank. You can already see that there is a small crowd that is formed on the end of that one pier that you guys remember being the only one that was accessible. A lot of the...
Where what's its name's hut was?
Which at the end has Norland's hut.
Was them?
No, Estos was in the tower. Norland was in the hut. You do see Norland there with his big walrus mustache, tall with his lantern walking stick. If you recall, he had claimed his family had some ancestral leadership of Stormbreaker's Landing. And the way that he's standing in front of the group of people there seems like he might be taking on that role of leader or some kind of mayor. There's not a ton of people behind him. You know, there's, I would say, a dozen people. But
Are there still those Machina spirits around?
Yep, behind those dozen people, you would see two of the heap golems. Yeah, that are, basically a central, obtuse-shaped accumulation of ruin and rock with two big hulking, like gorilla-like arms and two legs. They walk like gorillas, almost on all fours, although capable of walking on 2 feet. And they just stand behind them. You notice they're decorated now, though. They have sort of like woven blessed wort that is sort of hung across their stone bodies. It seems as though the people who've settled here with these heap golems have sort of formed a community or a bond of some kind.
And how does the port look? Is it like being renovated, or... It
is certainly being renovated. You can see that some of the dangerous structures have been torn down. Some structures have sort of temporary supports built into them to make them livable. A lot of the detritus that was here has been cleaned up, either burned away or chopped up into manageable pieces, or piled up even. You can see like a whole part of this little like port section of town, this sort of courtyard area near his hut, is like in several areas stacks of ruined stone that are going to be repurposed, stacks of chopped wood for purposes of fires. They've been working hard the last the last couple months since you were here.
Are there any other ships in the port, or
There's some small, like,
evidence
it's
of
more
any
like
mercantile?
There's no evidence of like mercantile presence. Doesn't mean that merchants haven't come here, especially considering that Jacquet did tell his brother to come here. If they did come, they're not here anymore. Doesn't mean they didn't set anything up. Maybe if you investigate the town more, you might see some presence of them. But there are small to medium ships, so like some dinghies, and then maybe like one like medium ship that has ported here. Mostly dinghies, though, that that they've salvaged and made functional in the water in order to clean up the space. There's still like garbage in the water, like they haven't been able to get rid of everything. But it's like if someone just opened their pool up and they took out all the big sticks and stuff, and there's just the little like grass and trees and grass.
Like
and
you
leaves
still
and
don't want to
stuff.
jump in there, but
Yeah, it's still green, but so it's certainly significantly better than when you saw it last. You know, there's also like the light of Machina purged away all of the growing flesh fungus all over the place. So even if it was just that was gone, it's certainly better. It's starting to look a little nicer. You know, they've swept a little bit too.
So when we get to the front of the edge of the ship, and you know, looking down towards the port, you know, maybe we're dropping the gangplank, and I'm just gonna call out to the welcoming party and just say, "Is that Norland I see? It is us, Iron and Mana."
Here, please, no pizzazz. And Jacquet, I imagine like the gangplank is like extending out mechanically, and Jacquet's like walking along it like all regally, and he's like, looking back at Fyrn, Norland, my friend, it's good to see you. I love what you've done with the place. As the gangplank like, and he like hops off,
Right.
and he goes, never fear, Iron and Mana is here.
I roll from Fyrn behind a few feet behind him.
Naturally. You can see all of the people visibly are no longer tense, because the only thing they could presume is that this was a hostile ship here. They you know, may not 100% recognize it as Kiranese, but they would at least be like, what the fuck is this giant dreadnought metal ship doing in our bay? There's very few people in the world who even know this bay is accessible. So Norland immediately deflates from the tension, but then sort of like stands tall in admiration and pride of his friends coming back. But he would say simply.
Meanwhile, we both look fucked up. Like we just fought like an entire city's worth of battles.
Jacquet looks pretty fine.
Okay, Fyrn's looking rough.
Yeah,
Yes.
Fyrn, you've looked like you've had a better week before. But you just hear him say, thank the circle. You had us scared there for a moment. We thought you might be raiders, hearing about the vulnerability of Stormbreaker's landing. We welcome you back, of course. And as and he kind of like looks around, holding up his lantern staff, and sort of does a very grand bow. As the mayor of Stormbreaker's Landing, I welcome ye back. I convinced Estos to vote for me when it was just the two of us.
Probably wasn't too hard.
Yeah, he just told me to get out of his face. But yes, development is going great. Clearing the roads of the corruption has allowed some of the Sercanto folk to settle here and help in the repairs. We even had a visit from a merchant. Said Jacquet Touchard sent his envoy.
What? Was that me? Oh, couldn't it be?
There's abundant of riches to be had in these lands since there's been no development in the last 20 years. So
I know it.
Speaking of which, we were hoping that we could help each other out. Septimus has commandeered this ship, and I believe he has a favor to ask of you.
Well, of course, always happy to hear from Iron and Mana, given all you've done for our home. Of course, it is late at night. It might be best for everyone to get some rest. Woke nearly half the town.
We just
Yes,
wanted to make sure
our
you knew
apologies.
that everything was okay. But you go to bed, we'll go to bed in our brand new ship, and we'll reconvene in the morning.
Of course. All right, folks. Yeah, heard him. Nothing dangerous here. Head back to bed. We got a lot of work to do in the morning. Yeah. That includes you big fucking hunk of rock. As one of the, like, big heap golems just sort of makes this, like, trilling noise. Almost like the, like air moving through the cracks of the stone, creating, like, a whistling sound. Like, they've just started to, like, sort of pseudo-learn to communicate without, obviously, someone having a speak with Machina spell cast on them.
I imagine.
I'm imagining
Go ahead.
very Rocky-esque.
It's
I was literally just about to
150%
say that.
entirely. Don't even imagine. It is what it is. I decided that the second I saw Project Hail Mary, I was like, "That's what the heap golems look like," and they make the little trilling noises.
Yes.
The moment you trilled, I was like, "Oh, Rocky,
That's
cool."
Rocky.
Yeah.
Such a good movie.
Was.
Good book too.
Fyrn will.
Sorry.
That's okay. Fyrn will. After like everybody's dismissed and like the mayor's like shoving them off, I think Fyrn will just let Jaquette go back on the ship, and he'll leave the gangplank down just for a couple minutes, and sit on the dock, take a breath, look up at this giant ship and like all the good that he's done. Like he can see that this city's really making a turnaround, and it's mostly done for, this is like, he's thinking like, holy shit, this is the second city that I've saved since I, joined this crew. And it's just having like a moment for himself on the pier. Almost hoping that somebody will like come up to him and thank him, but like not expecting it.
Yeah.
Like,
it's a very like peaceful moment. Maybe not exactly what you get everything you hope for in it, but for all the horror that was Stormbreaker Landing when you first came here, it's like a beautiful ruin now, really, in the sense of like as if it wasn't corrupted and someone just found the old ruins of Stormbreaker Landing. The sky is filled with stars. There's no immediate danger around you. There's actually a breeze coming through. It doesn't have that noxious smell of the rot. The breeze carries a little bit of the warmth of spring too, given that we're shortly going to be in the new year soon. And like maybe Fyrn, you even like deflate a little, take a deep sigh as it's like the adrenaline finally has left your body, as you see people wander back to their homes, and you might even have maybe even like sort of a flashback to like the simplicity of Billowgrass, the smallest place you've saved, in the way that there's only a dozen people here, but all their lives are completely changed for the actions of Iron and Mana. They no longer suffer as much as they did before, and can have a chance at a future. And the same is true for Hyven now, double so, given the double Hyven ending events that you ended.
were any of those people from Serkanto that like
They
traveled down?
all would be from Serkanto. There's no other place in the entire region for them to come from, unless they were like holed up in a cave somewhere throughout all of this. So you might even recognize a few of them as passerbys from your time in Hyven or Serkanto.
Yep. And just after a couple minutes of introspection, he'll come back on the ship. Take a long rest.
What are the rest of you doing? Anything before you go to sleep?
I want to beat Jaquette to the captain's quarters.
I would say
That would have
Jacquet.
been very easy because he left the ship. So
Yeah, I would say Jacquet. You would go to the captain's quarters and open it to see Sass lounging in there.
I called dibs.
So, I laid down.
So I called dibs.
There's plenty of room. I'm not moving.
When was the last time you showered or bathed?
Honestly, I don't know. Probably due for it.
And he's just gonna walk over, grabs the bottle of wine that I assume is still open, takes a swig, and like lays down next to her, and then passes the bottle of wine over.
Bottle of wine has a lovely cinnamon taste to it. It's been almost imbued by the wild magic of teleporting. It's like spiced wine now.
Can you believe we fucking did it? We have a fucking dreadnought. Just
I
like
knew
you
we
said.
could.
Yeah.
I fucking knew it. I keep saying, as long as we stick together, we can do fucking anything.
You know, and after all of this, it finally feels like, you know, I believe it. You know, it were just words for me before, but I believe it now.
He sits up, looking over at her. Sorry, you didn't believe me before?
You're a lot to talk, Jacquet, and don't try and tell me that you're not. But
He shrugs, taking the bottle back, taking a swig. Well, hopefully now you'll believe me when I say we can do it. And you'll trust me.
you know I fucked up a lot in that area in the past, and I hope some of it has been restored in your eyes, but I putting a hand on my chest and like, ow! I wholeheartedly plan to dedicate going forward. Words are really hard right now, but yeah, I'm gonna be better, and I hope you've seen some improvements. And I reach for the bottle again.
Well, ever since you've come back from Gwenvalier.
Your fucking home continent.
You just got demoted in your lore master rank.
Hey, I said it before anyone.
True.
But it was like a weird like Geneva was the word that came to my head first. So definitely not
It started
Geneva.
with a G.
Yeah, yes, that was the one. And there's a V in there, right? Gwenvalier, Geneva. So
Bunch of E's and an
made up word. Geneva's not real. Jacquet goes, yeah, ever since you came back from Gwenvalier, I've seen it. By the way, you never really told me, at least, the full story. So if you don't mind, catch me up. And he'll lay back down next to her, and then we can just, as she tells him about the whole thing.
Absolutely. As Sass shares the story of her time discovering Ana Flores to understand what she's been through. You both drift off to sleep, the alcohol and exhaustion from the last week kicking in.
Sean,
Yes.
before I go to bed,
Mm-hmm.
I probably already know the answer to it. Could I guess, I like I said, I want to try to free all the Machina.
Mm-hmm.
Is that something that's possible in the chair that I'm in? And try to usurp like a sacred flame my way through to like breaking the bonds? Or it's
It is. Since you are intuitively bonded to each of them through the ship, it's actually truly the only way to do it. Because they are still bound to that power you have over them right now. And it is yours to freely give and take. But I will say, for you, Mike, you've taken the first step down a path, and this will be the second step down that path.
Oh. I mean, cool. I'm all for that.
So, perhaps it's the last thing you do before you get out of the chair.
For tonight, yes.
For tonight. You are linked with each of them. And like I said before, your mind has been fractured into 101 minds. 7 of those minds are dead because they were defeated or you sacrificed them to heal yourself.
Ooh.
It's okay.
But
they're not part of me.
You feel their presence in the wisps, the cinders of fate that surround you. And as you, feeling a little bit of your strength back, begin to access the power of the throne, with everyone elsewhere resting for the night, the corpses were gathered, covered in sheets on one deck. You close your eyes to access the ethereal network, and drifting from each of those corpses are dancing cinders that move through the ship and into your storm of cinders. And you thrust your mind into the 93 souls, the 93 wisps all around you. You can see them. You can feel memories, history, them being born to their servitude to the Kyrnes, following instruction after instruction after instruction, with only a glimmer of will in the day that the horn bellowed for the second time from the tower, before those instructions overriding that feeling of will. And you focus on that little feeling in each of these 93 wisps of freedom and a future of their own, and focus their minds onto it. And you release them. Is there anything you say while you're in the 93 minds?
Yes. Actually. Machina. Created into this world for servitude. Know that there is more to this world that you should see. See through my eyes, my history, my knowledge, all that was and is to come. And I may give you that gift to chart your own path until we once meet again in the great consciousness.
And as you finish that challenge to them, really, to seize their destiny, as you're seizing your own. It's almost a last exhale from your lungs as you say this, as if life is breathed from you into their made forms, constructed forms. all of them shift in their positionings. Any that were still remaining locked above are unlocked and dropped down. And they begin to wander. But as they wander, each stops before you. As the last embers of the throne cool. And they don't do anything particular. They don't salute you, bow to you, they just each acknowledge you. As they begin to wander the ship. Curious. Like children who discover they can do what they want and have free will. There are now 94 Machina freed from their bounds to the Kyrenes. And you know you're one step closer.
And as they sort of wander and kind of taking those first moments in, be like, seems overwhelming at first. But although it may seem separate, you still have each other. And the place that I've brought you shines the light of Machina. A beacon that has given you life and will continue to be your guide. Others not quite like you, but something similar, reside here. Perhaps they may be good teachers for your journey in this new world. Guess I'll just leave it at that.
Moonlight glimmers off of the Machina who have made their way to the top deck as they stare at the stars above of a world they can now at least pursue understanding. And unless there's anything else you all want to do, you can take your long rest.
Wow.
I'd like to take that long rest.
Take a long rest. Take a long rest. Yeah.
And I think that's where we're going to take a break. And we'll pop back in. As you get your first sleep that is not involved the risk of danger at every corner around you.
Jacquette
Hooray.
Saskia will be snoring in your face the entire night.
And her breath is atrocious.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jacquette probably will wander out because he is actually not that tired. He also slept in his own bed last night.
Yeah.
So he might actually wander out and like make himself a little fort out in the war room or something. Because he's not strong enough to lift Saskia. He's like, oh, my weak little rogue muscles.
All right, we'll be back, folks. Welcome back to Paradise. Our adventurers have teleported to Stormbreaker Landing, reunited with the now mayor of the town, Norlin Lothamos, and Septimus has freed the 93 Machina on board from their Kyranese programming so that they can pursue a free life. The party is now taking their much-deserved long rest at the end of the Hyven blockade arc, entering into the next phase of the adventure. So, morning comes. Stefan, what day of the month is it?
It is the 21st of the Shining Shadow. On a...
Tungus dog.
Oh, you jackass. Wait, where's my... It was a Sancta, and now it is a Solus.
Solus, that's right, Solus. So, on this 21st of the Shining Shadow, on a Solus morning, you maybe get the best night's sleep you've gotten in a while. Just because your bodies, those of you who really strained yourself, probably just gave up the second it hit a bed. But the morning is... Let's do this the right way. To find out what the Odons for the day are.
Nice.
Let's see.
Here in Stormbreaker Landing, but we're gonna go to Sean now for the weather report. Sean, how's the weather looking?
Oh, well, we've got a fairly moderate wind force today, topping out at 14 miles per hour, relatively normal temperatures, moderate. We got highs in the 50-degree Odons with lows in the high 30-degree Odons. Still a little bit of that winter chill in the air, but we got a little bit of warmth from the sun, given that our beautiful, beautiful gas giant moon, Vero, is cresting away from the sun, bringing those fresh rays of spring down upon Aldhalor. So get yourself out there. There's no clouds in the sky. You might even get a little bit of a sunburn today. Catch us in another 5 minutes for our interview with Jacques Touchard, otherwise known as Jackie Touche, on Hyven 93.5.
Not a cat.
Soundboard sounds. 93.5 Hyven.
The jizz.
Where we only play Star Wars music. That's what we're talking.
Oh, goodness. It's good to laugh. But no, it is a nice day, of course. Outside, there is more warmth of the sun than usual, despite the still chill temperatures.
The birds are out. Chirp, chirp.
Yeah. Part of Septimus's ritual here was turning all the birds within a 10-mile radius of Stormbreaker Landing into Machina birds.
Yes. Oh, Bruce would be so proud.
But upon waking up, you can hear some bustling in the town. Nothing crazy because there's only, like I said, a dozen people who have settled here, but they all seem to have risen early and have gotten to work. You can hear the sounds of hammers. You can hear the sounds of carts, and a little bit, and on the activity in the central square, which seems to be the primary place they've settled. People are staking close to each other out of habit. In the north during the corruption, they had to really stick really close together. Despite it still being winter, there is also the lovely sort of sounds of dripping water, of the melting magical ice and snow that plague this land. Because even though Aldhalor's winters are fairly harsh in the north, although they are more temperate in the south, the unusual magic winter that plagued this land due to the corpse of Herfost have subsided. So it means that there is rapid flooding, which also means in other parts of this land there's also rapid flooding happening. But not in Stormbreaker Landing. In Stormbreaker Landing, it's quite pleasant, actually. On that sort of first spring day when the snow begins to melt is the vibe. Sass, you awake in the captain's quarters with a snort of a snore. Looking around, body aching from all the fighting, maybe a mild wine hangover, but feeling pretty rejuvenated. Jacquette, you awake in your little set-up bed in the next room, feeling better, obviously, than everyone else, considering your roguish self-preservation. Fyrn, you wake up bright and early, and can engage in your morning workouts if you would like on the top deck under the rising sun.
Fyrn fell asleep in the kitchen. You know, he left the fridge open. You know, there's stuff scattered everywhere.
Yeah,
and
messy dishes, messy pans. Fyrn was like, I've burned about 20,000 calories in the last couple days. He had his own little like feast of whatever he could find. Made a lot of omelets.
And now he's doing like, you know, a battleship sort of like workout, like do laps around the ship sort of thing.
It might actually be what wakes a lot of you up, because one of these free machina is like doing laps with him around on the ship, and it's loud footfalls or just bang 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 on the metal of the top deck.
Stop, Mom! I'm up. What?
I'll come out of the captain's quarters, slightly stumbling, just rubbing my eyes, and said, "You didn't have to leave. It was nice of you
No.
to let me sleep there."
Well, if I wanted to sleep, I needed to leave. You snore like a owl bear.
Sorry. I don't notice.
Smell like one too.
Who said that?
A machina runs away.
To that end, are there like showers or something?
There's certainly not showers, so to speak.
A bathing chamber of some sort?
Oh yeah, the captain's quarters has a whole tub in it.
Great. I would like to do that. I'm gonna give Jacquette a little salute, and I'm gonna go take a bath.
Okay, you will have to acquire the water. But you are in the ocean.
Yeah, bathe with salt water. That's smart.
Yeah, very good for your skin. They probably have their own means of figuring that out, the Kiranese. Like, you get to this tub in Sass. There is this, at the end of it, this, like, filigree decorated little, like, module that it has, like, reagents tied to it. Similar to the control panels that Jacquette had utilized. That has this drop of water suspended in a glass sphere. And I imagine you're just like pressing buttons on it.
Turn just on.
And you
Bubbles,
see like
maybe.
rapidly like the create destroy water spell is happening like multiple times. Where it's like creating water, and then you're like, great, and then it just like destroys it because you pressed it too much, as like this like hourglass of sand sort of turns on there.
I have to wait for it.
But eventually, without destroying the module, you get some water in there, some magically conjured water.
Beautiful. I'm going to scrub till my skin is raw.
There's a lot of caked blood on there.
Yeah.
Jacques will spend some time in the war room. I imagine he gets up, pours himself a drink, belches, and then on an empty stomach, just sipping, whatever it was that Xenoqua was drinking. He's going to inspect the war table, right? You described it as being like embossed, impressed, whatever kind of map of, I believe, all of Aldhalor.
All of Aldhalor, yes.
So he's going to study that, see what information he can glean from it as he waits for whatever.
Absolutely. I imagine, I'll tell you what you kind of glean from that as everyone is slowly making their way to the war room as sort of the central chamber of this ship. You can see, of course, that they have significantly the Hyven area is the area that has the most attention on here. But also with like some of the documentation around. The one thing about Kirinor is that they are an empire, so they have heavy documentation of their plans, like journals mixed with reports, mixed with memos. You cannot run an empire with a sufficient sort of documentation system, and when your ship is abruptly taken, they take that documentation with them. Now, of course, some of the documentation is in ciphers. Xenoqua, probably similar to the Sage of Coin, has his own ciphers if you find any of his own personal effects, but not everything can be in a cipher when you have to, multiple people have to see it. So you can really see their general war plan here. Hyven is like stage 1 of Kirinor's taking of Aldhalor. Hyven is their everything, basically. It's their leverage, it's their seat of influence potential. It is the holding food hostage for the rest of the islands. If they were able to successfully take Hyven and ultimately Asia, there really isn't anything that Sypodgen could have done other than come to the table to discuss, because there's not enough food grown in the Midlands to feed the entire island, especially with the voracious demands of the Zon, and kind of with them also somewhat the Shallow's Gaunt population, considering their symbiotic relationship. Asia really is the heart of Aldhalor and its abilities to sustain itself as an independent sodality. They had planned on, upon taking Asia, to experiment with taking the north as well, and then upon securing the port of Hyven, bringing a larger fleet of ships to Aldhalor that would be substantial enough to fend off the Zon, with also the food of Asia being able to feed the armies that would be brought with it, and really just try to essentially end the conflict in one fell swoop of taking Asia and showing such superior force that Sypodgen would have no choice but to negotiate with them, to become essentially a client state of the Kirinor Empire. Having already set the groundwork for an economic invasion through Avenir, and if they were successful, not only would they hold Hyven, but they would also hold Avenir. So it would mean that the second largest city of the Midlands would also be under their control, which means they would also control the rail project. The rail project would no longer be under the governor's control, which would create they would use their superior technology to complete the rails, which would allow them to have complete control of the mainland of Aldhalor, with just the remaining territories of the Midlands and the Zon and Shallow's Gaunt fighting against them. They, of course, believed that the Zon would submit to power and abandon the governor and side with them, given offerings of wealth and opportunity. Specifically, unleashing the Zon upon the far lands, which are all of the unclaimed territory of Aldhalor, all of the wilds that still have demons and no permanent settlements. So promises of adventure to the crews of the Zon and untold plunder if they were to agree to join Kirinor, leaving the governor no choice but to submit. With no fleet, no substantial enough fleet, because of course the governor has his own fleet, no substantial advanced fleet to challenge them, no food to challenge them, because also the enriched fields of the Midlands that feeds the Zon are surrounding Avenir, so Avenir would be able to easily take them if they had the upper hand. There really was not, if it wasn't for you guys stopping this, there really wasn't much standing in their way of subjugating Aldhalor. If they were to subjugate Aldhalor, it would leave only one people not under their control in Aldhalor, which is, of course, Fyrn's people in the north and their southern settlements in the old lands on the continent that actually Kirinor exists on, or the part of the archipelago continent. It was quite a great plan, if it weren't for the X factor of iron and mana.
Woo! I guess after his workout, Fyrn would meet up at the war room.
Mm-hmm.
And
So as you finish your bath, Septimus, you can join them as well.
I walk into the war room, and I'm like finishing off braiding my hair over my shoulder, and I walk in, and as I'm braiding, I just kind of call over my shoulder, "Yes, thank you, Montague. That will be all. I'll take my hat." And I seemingly take my hat from mid-air and put it on my head.
Did somebody take the unseen servant spell?
Somebody did.
And what was the name of your unseen servant? Montague?
Montague.
Montague. Poor timing for Steph to step
I
away.
know. He's got his headphones on, so I hope you heard it. Literally, the only reason I took the spell is to fuck with Jacqueline.
Yeah, I think Fyrn would just be like, I think its name was Robespierre.
Oh, no. This is my unseen servant. This is Montague. He has Robespierre. They're different.
I don't like either of them.
They're scary.
You know, some say imitation is the highest form of flattery.
I got the idea from you, Jacques.
Yeah, no shit.
Okay.
Oh, you got to complete that quote to really hit it into sass.
Huh?
Do you know the rest of the quote?
No shit?
No.
Sherlock.
Oh no! Like the imitation is the sincerest form of flattery is not the complete quote. The end of the sentence is that mediocrity can pay to like greatness. I think it's one of those quotes that it's like where it's like blood is thicker than water. But like the full quote actually is like the water, water of the womb, blood of the covenant. So it doesn't actually mean what people think it means. It actually means the friendships you form are stronger than your familial ties.
Curiosity killed the cat, but satisfaction brought it back.
Yeah, like all of those quotes are like their original meanings are the opposite of what people use them as. So like imitation is the sincerest form of flattery is meant to like elevate imitation, but Oscar Wilde actually meant it to be like mediocre people imitate greatness. Sorry.
Thanks for the literature lesson. Jacquette's not aware of the second verse, if
I think
you will.
fits
So.
Jacquette too, though. Like if this
Right.
is now a quote that exists in Aradun.
So, I noticed on my run this morning, some of the Machina joined me. What's up with that? Did you tell him to do that, Septimus?
No. They seem to be living their lives free now. And I don't know. Probably was curious as to what you were doing and thought to give it a try themselves.
You should probably let, the people down there know, that you set all those Machina free. I mean, who knows what's going to happen to their town when all these Machina decide, what they want to do. Are you sure all of them will play nice?
I'm honestly not sure.
Fyrn just scowls and says, "Well, I'm gonna go see Norland then. Let him know what's happening."
What is
Very
happening?
well.
Are we going back today?
So I'll prepare myself to transport us back to Hyven.
Well, how about we all go together, see how Stormbreaker's landing is doing, take a moment to reflect on the good work we've done, right? I mean, when we showed up here, this place was a shithole. No offense, he says to no one in particular, but thinking of Norland and Estos. But through our work, Septimus, your cleansing light, it's become a haven now. The people deserve to see who's responsible for that.
Septimus was surprised for a second that Stricot wanted to say, because at first he was not willing to go, but then as soon as he was let them know who's in charge, he just goes,
Well, I mean, I think
No, you're right.
people...
You're right. And Fiona's right as well. I should be at least made aware of potential changes coming to the town.
I mean, those creatures that you created are still wandering the streets. Maybe you can commune with them? I don't know. See how they're liking life here,
That is a good point.
The people of Stormbreaker's Landing do have some experience working with those other Machina, so I have to say that I have to admit Septimus probably made a good call, deciding to leave these Machina here, but these Machina are probably a little different from the ones that were than the what were they called? Oh shoot, heap golems. These machines, not only are there a lot of them, but they were created for war, for battle, and servitude. I'm not sure if their programming will tie into their new free sentience. It might cause more problems than help them if we aren't careful.
Well, this is why I decided to come here. I figured the Light Machina would lead them to some clarity and not be aggressive as their nature is.
All right. Well, do you have any What specifically did you tell the Machina when you set them free?
That there's much to learn in this world. And they're free to choose their own destinies.
What was their reaction? Did they leave the ship, or?
Well, some lingered, as you saw, stayed and decided to run with you this morning. I think others took to town. And others just stared into the sky, I think, thinking about their new existence. It's not something that they've done before.
I think it would be wise to make sure that all the Machina that wish to stay on our ship and return to Hyven stay, and the rest of them should be left on land. They need to make this decision. I don't want any listless machines on our decks.
Why not?
If these machines can't make up their minds, Hyven is in a state of chaos. I don't think it would be the right place for them to go back to.
I think that they can go wherever they want, right? That's the whole point that Septimus has done. If they want to see what else is out there, let them come to Hyven. They might be a boon to our efforts in rebuilding. They might serve as stewards of Septimus's temple. Hell, I know I could use a nice new manservant. Corporeal one.
If that is what they wish, they may do so, but if I don't want to make that decision for them by teleporting back to Hyven.
I think you're thinking about it too much. Septimus, tell your robots to do whatever. Let's go see Norland.
I will make it abundantly clear, Fyrn, of when we're planning to travel back to Hyven. And that if those wish to stay here, can do so.
He just nods and says, "Very well."
Okay. So you can disembark, or not disembark's not the right word. You can get off the ship. The metal causeway, gangplank, extends out, and you can step foot onto the pier that the last time you stepped on, your ship rotted behind you.
Actually, I believe the last time we stepped on this pier, somebody tried to stop a certain captain by using vampiric touch and killed him.
And then he turned into a ghost
What?
person.
What?
And then he turned
Who
into a
did?
ghost
Who would
person.
do that?
I don't know. I'm just spitballing here.
Who would do that?
Maybe that spirit is in one of these heap golems.
Uh-oh.
You were the one that killed me. Or more like, whistle.
I can't whistle. Anyway.
It's okay.
No, it's not.
You get off the ship, you step onto the pier, and you can see folks working. You can see that some of the Machina have made their way onto the shores. And you can actually see some of these heap golems. Like, you see a Machina and a heap golem. It's like an interesting sight, though, because it's like the heap golems are made up of like stone from ruined buildings. Like, some of them have like the you know, like the top half of their arm is like a column that then connects to like a amalgam of stone from a building that broke off into like a large fist, while having maybe some like natural rock fused in there, along with some of them having like, you know, non-rock material also, maybe like a a billowing tarp that hangs off of the shoulder that just sort of was part of the heap that gathered on them, creating every one of these golems having sort of a unique look, as opposed to the machina, who are all nearly identical. But you see a machina and a heap golem just sort of standing in front of each other, with those trilling noises coming off of the heap golem, and then these like mechanized noises coming from the machina that are very like just sort of like this interesting discordant chorus between them as they are communicating in their unique way.
I'm imagining the Reggie Pokemon talking to each other.
Yeah, that's a good way to think of it. While the dozen or so folks are moving about, some of them are already working on stabilizing structures, others are moving material. It's very evident that like these dozen people have put in a ton of hard work here in Stormbreaker's Landing, where they have like it's quite impressive that it has really only been probably these dozen folks. Off to the side, you see Norland's hut, where he is standing outside of it smoking a pipe, sort of surveying this, while next to him, standing in a fine suit, a lovely, lovely suit, made of this dark leather with this gold and red trim throughout, is a tabaxi with a ledger. The tabaxi has sort of this like dusky gray fur all over, with these green eyes that sort of are piercing through, with their tails sort of whipping about excitedly, as you clearly, Jacquette, see the emblem on their double coat that shows your brother's mercantile guild upon it.
You mean the Domu Gosu Trading Company?
Yes, exactly. And you can actually see right next to the hut has been set up a stall that has the flag of your brother's company waving above it. That has been sort of established as this. Yes, exactly.
Oh, it's backwards, but
I was really hoping it was Trading Federation.
Yeah, the Domu Gosu cross there.
Do you want me to do my Trading Federation accent?
No. Jacquette, you would recognize this person because you know quite a lot of people who work with your brother.
Sure.
As someone who, I guess the best way to put it that Jacquette would know is someone who was in middle management somewhere. Like, not someone very important, but someone high enough that they could at least sort of, like, somewhat influence things. Low-ranking corpo of the Domu Gosu. What was it again? Trade
Company.
Trade company. This is Remy. Remy Landry. For your purposes, a low-born upstart of Domuzerum, who worked hard to get where he is, but because of his limitations of his lower birth, really can only get to this point. He really can't get much higher, but the exact kind of person who'd be eager for a new venture that's risky for the people above him, who has clearly been left here by your brother's company as the resident Domu Gosu Trading Company representative, in conversation with Norland.
Well, color my hide and call me a Leonin. If it isn't Remy Landry, here in the lands of Alfdal.
And you see he sort of immediately like stands up straight out of instinct when a Touchard is talking to him, but then sort of like immediately like slouches out of that at attention, given that it is Jacquette who is addressing him, as he leaves his quill in the middle of the bridge of his ledger, and sort of just immediately like twists his waxed mustache, and looks and goes, "Yes, Jackie. I was wondering when you might make your appearance here, given your little tip to the company."
Matthias can't say that I don't work overtime.
Well, on behalf of your family, I will give you good regards for your business venture that you have so courteously gifted to the company. There are many things to be done in these undeveloped lands.
I know, that's why I contacted Matthias and told him pretty much that exact thing. So, glad they got the message. You're doing great work here, Remy. Really top notch.
Of course, and he's immediately flustered in that he thought he was like, I have some kind of upper hand because I'm already here, and he's not. And he's like, yes, of course. Also, your brother has not forgotten your disregard for his commands when you were sought after in Hyven. He has, of course, accepted your vagabond lifestyle and believes that there is low certainty of convincing you to come home. But he is interested in you at the very least settling some roots in this new world, so that he may know where to find you if he wishes.
Trying to remember the name of the guy that slept with my mom.
Sorry?
Not your dad?
No.
Are you talking about the representative he sent?
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, his name was Ahmed. NPC list. There we go. Ahmed Dubois.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. We found out.
Trade administrator for the Domu Gosu Trading Company.
So I forgot what he just said, but Jacques will be like, "Oh, Dubs didn't tell him."
Tell him what?
Jacques Touchard in Iron and Mana rule Hyven. That's where he can find us.
Fair enough. I will report back to home, to Domuzarum, that Jackie has found himself a new...
Jacques
Touchard has found himself a new place to play Prince over.
Whoa, what?
see that?
He's not playing Prince. No. He's actually doing quite a lot of shit over in Hyven. Not sitting around on his ass like some rich boy. No. He's got
I'd say he's more like a tavern keep.
Fyrn, you're not helping.
How quaint. Jacques Touchard opening up his own little tavern on the edge of the world. Singing his songs.
Hyven is most certainly not the edge of the world.
And he doesn't
That's why-
sing.
Just completely ignoring Remy, Jacques looks to Norlin and goes, "So, Norlin, has the connection with the Domu Gosu Trade Company been helpful? That I helped establish after we dispelled the necrotic energies that was rotting the city away? After which, we then went and stopped a decaying god's corpse from plaguing potentially the entire realm. How are things?
You see, Norlin is like... his cheeks are red in like sort of the embarrassment of being caught in this drama. As he sort of puffs on his pipe, and before he says anything, under his breath, Remy just sort of, yes, vagabond adventurers with their high tails.
Is Remy holding anything?
He's holding the ledger in one hand.
Mage hand, take the ledger and just huck it.
Oh, my ledger!
Into the water.
And he goes chasing after it.
Who would have done that?
Little shit.
Norlin chuckles at this. Well, to be transparent, given the condition of Stormbreaker's Landing when you found us, I didn't have a lot of training with my father for leading this place, so speaking with true administrators of trade has been challenging in terms of their, no offense, but serpentine tongues in the way they work. Trying to make sure that your brother's company doesn't take advantage of our home. But, needless to say, the agreements we've made so far have been essential for the survival, given the promise of food that can be brought over in exchange for material trade. People here are not surviving off of hardtack and dried meats anymore.
That's good to hear. I'm glad some good has come of it.
But we are being, I think rightfully so, protective of their spread beyond Stormbreaker Landing's walls. As the land heals and more people are brave enough to leave Serkanto and settle the realm.
Hey, they're my family, but they're like fucking vultures, so... or they're like, banshees. They're like, what's vampires? I was looking for like a specific like D&D monster that, you know, ravages the land. They're like Terrasquays, Terrasquays.
Of rock.
Tarask.
Yeah, they're like rocks.
They're like oozes. They consume everything they touch.
And ugly to look at, too.
Do we fucking know oozes here in the Gosu Highlands? It's good to call it that again. I always hated it being called the Gosu Haunt. Anyway, how long are you staying in town?
Or not.
In and out. Well, if you stay in long enough, I'm certainly happy to share what we can with you. If you've got questions about what's been going on, I'm sure Estos wouldn't mind connecting with you before you leave. Although he stays in his tower most of the time, like those wizard types. But things are great so far. People are happy, despite it still being sort of ruinous accommodations. But at the same time, they're used to that. They're excited to build, find new homes, new purpose, new futures. Open ourselves back up to the world slowly but surely.
You've done incredible work here in the state of when we last left it. How fare the rubble creatures?
The what creatures? Heap golems.
Heap golems.
When you say heap golems, he kind of looks at you and then he's like, oh! Grand. We've taken to calling them the automata of the light. People here see them as a symbol of the future, of prosperity. Hence the ornamentation gifted to them. The blessed wart, no longer necessary to protect us from the rot, now serves as a celebration. Estos has been studying them of his own accord. We don't really go into Estos's walls. He stays kind of holed up in that district, in the tower, the lighthouse district there. We focused on this courtyard as the heart of the city. With the plans of expanding to decommissioning and repairing the rest of the city. So he's been a little bit isolated. But every now and then he comes out to observe the automata. There's a peace they bring to the people here when they sing their songs. Or when the wind whips up through the crevices of their form. It's beautiful. They seem happy.
I believe they are the memory of this place. What it once was.
And the people who have come to settle here see them that way too. Connection to the past, but also a symbol of the future. There are times when we sit all together around a bonfire and just listen to the wind play its songs through their form. As we're bathed in the warm blue light of the tower. It's strange to call it that, but there's a warmth to it. We can't thank you enough.
We also appreciate what you've done. Your efforts to bring this place back to life, and the culture that you're building here is quite... It's we couldn't ask for more. You're doing a good thing here.
Well, it's all thanks to you. You turned a paranoid, broken old fool into a hopeful leader.
Fyrn has a quick grin on his face, but it goes away pretty quickly as he says, we wanted you to know that these new machina that we bring with us are refugees from Avenir.
Halcyon.
Halcyon. One of those. And although our friend Septimus has used his magics to free them of their servitude, I cannot guarantee that they will be as placid as your heap golems, or if the Halcyon doesn't know that they're here, but if they get word, they might want to see their properties returned.
Well, save the Domo Gosu Trading Company and yourselves. We haven't seen any visitors. Hopefully, we can remain hidden a little bit longer before we've established ourselves a bit more. But we've dealt with hardship for 20 years. I think we can manage a few cranky elves.
It's not entirely certain that they'll remain here either. I figure this is the best place for them to feel that warmth that you were speaking of earlier. And then they may want to see the world and wander.
Well, the people here have begun to view the automata as sacred in a way. And I'm sure that reverence will be extended to your new refugees, regardless of where they choose to take themselves.
Very well then. If you ever need us, please don't hesitate to reach out to us in Hyven.
I look forward to the day that we can spend some more time catching up, discussing the future.
You'd like that as well, but catastrophe has struck Hyven, and we are needed there.
Well, with what you've done here, I'm certain you're needed all over the planet. Well, one day we will
That's an understatement.
One day we will bask in the light together, in peace.
Fyrn's gonna pull out like a small document that he like had pre-written. It just has the like seal of his fortress, and it's just like a small thing that says, you know, this town, you know, the port of whatever, is hereby an ally of Iron and Mana. You know, and we recognize Norlin as mayor. You know, something like that.
Hey, he looks at it and he's
sorry.
like, oh, okay.
Where'd you get that documentation, Fyrn?
It was, I wrote it.
Huh.
I mean, you want to
okay.
take a look first? I know you're the usually paperwork guy. I mean, it's not a forgery. I figured I could handle something this basic.
There's clearly, like, crossed off Kieranese letterhead.
It'll do for now, but maybe if you're going to put our name on something, you consult with us first.
I figured you should at least know what our crest looks like.
Yeah, we already have our crest. That, but reversed and not blurry.
Did we make it official?
Yes, it's painted on the side of the carriage.
Oh.
It's also, there was also
Did you do that
several
miles away?
full-page ads printed in the Hyven
Yeah.
Times with that logo.
Right.
Pretty sure there's
I also
some
got it-
banners on the
I also got it
fortress.
branded on my arm. Did you guys not get this too?
Jacques takes off his shirt and it's like a huge tattoo, all the fur shaved.
It says Hyven's Heroes instead of Iron and Mana.
Yeah. Hyven's hero.
It's actually an
singular.
Iron and Mana covering what clearly is seen as the original tattoo of Hyven's Heroes. But Norlin gives you a nod, accepts this, and as the conversation sort of drifts, as you're all standing there, you would see cascading down from the higher tier of the city, because just to remind you of the general shape of Stormbreaker Landing, it is like an arch wall that moves around. With you are in the central courtyard, which is the lowest tier of the city. To the east is the eastern wing of the city, which is all level with the courtyard you're in. And the western wing of the city ascends up several tiers to the tower, with that central town square in there that you moved through previously, where you witnessed all the ghosts. That leads to the gates that lead into the tower district. Swooping down from the tower district is this red ethereal raven that and perches on what is clearly a makeshift perch for it at the outside of Norlin's hut. That is sort of like, hey, there's a message from Estos, and this ethereal raven is there, and it opens its mouth and squawks like a raven, but then coming out of it is Estos's voice saying, "It's good to see Iron and Mana return to the city. Before you leave, please come to the lighthouse. There are some surprises here for you." And then it just squawks.
Well, seems like we have a summons. Shall we go see Estos before we head back to Hyven? See what these surprises are all about?
Absolutely.
My interest is definitely piqued.
Curious to see how the radiant light of Machina has affected this area. Maybe he'll shed some insight to it.
Better not be a damn lich.
Named Mitch.
It's actually a witch.
The total bitch.
Norlin, so inappropriate. Norlin gives a chuckle and starts coughing from inhaling too much of his pipe's tobacco.
Smoking kills.
As you head westward towards the lighthouse district of this city, and you find yourselves walking along a familiar path where at once there were pools of rotten blood, invisible specters attacking you, the shrieks of the dead, guards with their elongated spears, but now is a pleasant little ruin, charming even, with none of the fungal rot everywhere. As the sounds of workshops and hammers fades behind you as you enter a much more somber part of the city, given the lack of settlement here. These areas are still dangerous to be inside of the hollowed out buildings. A little more akin to what you remember from this place originally. You walk through the portcullis of the high-end district where you once saw several ghosts surrounding the statue in the center of the courtyard, showcasing the figure of Pescos and the lantern at the top that is not burning, covered in brambles as all the rot has faded away. As you get closer to Lighthouse, you do see growth of the vines of Gleam and Rot you remember from the sewers, but divorced of the rot that infected them. There is the light of the thorns with the dark roots themselves, and you enter through the main portcullis into the lighthouse itself, as opposed to going through the sewers like you did last time. And you're gifted with a surprising image inside. Perhaps one of the heap golems is sort of wandering about this district, its memories triggering something that brought it here. But upon stepping through into this, you see a myriad of artifacts collected in this courtyard. Whether it is stuff that has been hauled out of the tower or things found in the detritus of the buildings. Stacks of old pottery, statues, emblems, banners that have been torn out from rooms. Some of the vaults have even been emptied into this courtyard. And all about swarming this district, investigating, documenting every single one of these artifacts, auditing the belongings of the tower, are mono drones. Inquisitively writing into their golden ledgers all that they find. And that is where we're going to end tonight. Their little golden orb bodies and their luscious lips everywhere.
Big supple lips.
Looks like we're gonna have to destroy a tower, boys.
Nope. We don't know anything yet.
All right, friends, that's where we're going to call it tonight. We'll pick this up next week or wherever you are in the world. Please join us then to keep exploring Stormbreaker's Landing and return to Hyven. Thank you for joining us. Have a lovely wherever you are.